The following program is a Creative Magic Network production. You're listening to What's Your Excuse with Max Ivy, known around the world as the Blind Blogger. People often say, if Max can do it, then why can't I? Here's Max Ivy.
Daddy Frank played the guitar and the French harp. Sister played the ringing tambourine. Mama couldn't hear our pretty music. She read our lips and helped the family sing. That little band was all part of living, and our only means of living at the time. And it wasn't like no normal family combo, 'cause Daddy Frank, the guitar man, was blind. Frank and Mama counted on each other. Their one and only weakness made them strong. Hey, Mama did the driving for the family, and Frank made a living with a song. Home was just a camp along the highway. A pickup bed was where we bedded down. Don't ever once remember going hungry, but I remember Mama cooking on the ground. And Daddy Frank played the guitar and the French harp. Sister played the ringing tambourine. Mama couldn't hear our pretty music. She read our lips and helped the family sing. That little band was all part of living, and our only means of living at the time. And it wasn't like no normal family combo, 'cause Daddy Frank, the guitar man, was blind. Don't recall just how they got acquainted. Don't recall just how they came to be. But it must have took some special help from someone, and blessed be the one who let it be. Fever caused my mama's loss of hearing. Daddy Frank was born without his sight, and Mama needed someone she could lean on. And I believe the guitar man was right. And Daddy Frank played the guitar and the French harp. Sister played the ringing tambourine. Mama couldn't hear our pretty music. She read our lips and helped the family sing. That little band was all part of living, and our only means of living at the time. And it wasn't like no normal family combo, 'cause Daddy Frank, the guitar man, was blind. Well, next up, I wanted to talk about what I think is one of the biggest and most hurtful myths out there in the online world. Actually, it's the biggest lie, and that is that you can do everything you need to do by yourself. You not only don't need help, but you're weak, you're stupid, there's just something wrong with you if you have to have help. There's this whole idea that if you just work hard enough, put in enough hours, go to enough courses, listen to enough, quote, experts, that you will get to the point where you can do it all. And to me, that's one of the biggest disservices we do people, because not only can you not do it all, even if you could, there's no good reason to want to. I mean, my daddy used to say that a one-man band only plays so loudly for so long. But the real thing about it is as people, we really need to be around other people. We need for our journeys to be a collaborative effort. And so I've come to a few things that I've learned over the years, and some of them came to me from the fact that I'm a blind person. I think that gives me an advantage in some areas. For example, if you're born blind, or if you have a vision disease like I did, where they can pretty well expect you're going to go blind, they teach you two things over and over and over again. One is always look in the direction of the person you're talking to. And two, don't ever be afraid to ask for help. And those are two things that I've been hearing since I was 4. So I have a big advantage in this area. I not only have years of teaching and experience, but I also have permission. I have an excuse. When I ask people for help, or when I ask people for things, for resources, I have an advantage because there's no stigma attached to me doing it. And I really want to help see what I can do to rid the world of that stigma that comes from asking other people for help, because it's destructive in 2 ways. One, it keeps you from making the progress that you should be making, because we can't all do it by ourselves. Even if you could learn it all, the way the world's built nowadays, tomorrow it would change and you have to start over. And for me personally, I've been blessed and benefited from the people who have been part of my journey. I've joked often that when I talk about all the people who have helped me along the way, it's like an Academy Award winning actress or actor giving the speech because they just won the Oscar. So, but the other side of this, the other thing that makes it destructive is that when you refuse to ask, you rob the other person of the joy that comes from helping another human being who can do nothing for them but say thank you. Now think about that for a minute. Just stop focusing on you and focus on the other person. They may have years of education, of experience, of contacts. They have spent lots of their time, their money, their sweat, and their tears to learn something or to get really good at something. How many times a day do you think, man, I wish somebody would come along and ask me for my help? So there are all these people out there, they're just waiting for that opportunity for somebody to stick their hand up and say, hey, you know more about this than I do. Would you please help me? And that's one of the things I have learned is just think about how much joy, how much better you feel about your day when you do something nice for somebody else, no matter how small it may be. Just think about how that makes you feel. And imagine how much better it would make that other person feel, especially if it's been months or years since the last time anybody thought to ask them for their opinion or their expertise. So those are the 2 parts of it. 1, you're preventing yourself from making progress, and 2, you're robbing the other person of their joy. And one of the things I notice online a lot is you only see the coach, you only see the guru, you always see the face of the franchise, to borrow a sports expression. The truth is there's lots of people behind the scenes. They may be paid, they may be volunteers, they may be friends or family. They may just be people who have met that person online and took a liking to them and wanted to invest in their success. But trust me, there's a team. The only thing is they're just not showing you that team. One of the things I love about Gary Venner, the guy who does the jab, uppercut speeches and has the great website, is more often than not, when he does a podcast, you will see his team in the video. Sometimes he'll even have them answer questions with him or ask questions of him, but they're always there, or almost always. And to me, that's one of the real great things he does. I'm sure you didn't expect me to mention another coach or teacher, but I love giving credit to other people when they are examples of what I believe in. And I really do believe so very strongly that we have to ask other people for help. Now, that can mean praying to whatever God or deity you believe in. That can mean meditation. That can be positive affirmations, sending it out in the universe that you want something to happen. It could be a vision board where you put pictures up of stuff you want. It can be sending out emails or calling people up on the phone and saying, would you help me work on my website or put me on your podcast or invite me to your event? Lots of ways you can ask. You can even just leave comments on people's websites expressing your frustrations. And somebody may hear that energy. They may go, this person wants to make progress. They have a dream. They have a goal. They want to do it bigger and better, and they want to do it now, but they don't know how. And they can feel that passion and energy, and they respond to it. But it comes down to asking. So are you asking? Who are you asking? One of the things I like to do is to have people make one concrete action a day. Do something, however small, that'll move you closer to your goal. So think about this. Make a list of the people in your life who might be able to provide information or resources that will help you get closer to your goal. Then find out how to get a hold of them. And then ask. Call them up on the phone, send them an email, make an appointment to go to their office, figure out a way to run into them somewhere like they used to do in the TV and old TV movie shows and movies. Just find a way to make contact, express your sincere desire to improve your life and take that next step and ask them for their help. More often than not, they will do it. In my life, I've been very blessed many, many times to have people, they have either done things for me for free that they usually charge for, or they have provided them at a lower cost, or they have worked with me to teach me how to do the work. Lots of people out there just waiting for somebody to come along and say, hey, would you please help? I challenge you to find one person today. Maybe it's somebody sitting next to you in the audience. Maybe it's somebody that right there in your living room with you as you're watching this video. Just ask. Stick your hand out. Go across the street, knock on a door. Open up your email program and send an email. As my daddy also used to say, if you don't ask, they can't say yes. Now, I get made fun of sometimes because I ask a lot, usually for opportunities for myself or people to help me with challenges I'm going through. But I'm not ashamed of it. I am proud of it because I know that every time I've asked, I've been led to somebody who was ready to be the answer. I know that I am grateful for every bit of help I've ever gotten. And I am very proud to call many of the people who have helped me friend. I can't wait to hear who it is you decide to ask. I can't wait to hear the story about what happened once you got past that fear, that stigma, that we're not supposed to need help. And we're certainly not supposed to ask for it if we need it. Can't wait. I'm excited about the future for both of us. For you as the student, as somebody who's on that path, on that journey, who needs a little help, and me as the teacher, because trust me, I have been the student many, 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 many times and for many years. It would be my great pleasure if something I said right this minute were to help you get unstuck and take that next step to the point where you finally achieve that big goal or dream.
You've been listening to What's Your Excuse with Max Ivy, known around the world as the Blind Blogger. For more information, you can go to theblindblogger.net or frederickby.com. That's Frederick with a C, by like bye-bye.com.